Hey there and welcome. Today we're going to jump into something pretty fascinating. It's a proven method for basically rewiring your brain to attract financial success, all based on the work of John Assaraf. So let's get right into it and see how this all works.
So let's start with the big question, right? Can you actually train your brain, your own mind, to help you make more money? I know it sounds a little bit like science fiction, but according to the source material, the answer is a huge, definitive yes. And we're about to walk you through the exact steps.
Everything, and I mean everything, kicks off right here, with this one core idea. Before you can get anywhere, you have to know exactly where you're going. Getting crystal clear on your goal, now that's the non-negotiable first step on this path.
So what does that clarity actually look like? Well, it boils down to two key actions. First, you have to pick an exact number, a specific amount of money. No vague stuff like, I want to be rich. And second, you've got to frame that goal in a really powerful statement, what we call an affirmation.
So let's use a real-world example here. Let's say your goal is to make $100,000 a year. Now that can feel like a big, intimidating number, right? So you break it down to make it feel more achievable. That's about $8,500 a month. Or, maybe you just round it up to a nice, clean $10,000 a month. The point is to have a concrete number you can really lock onto.
Okay, now look really closely at how this is phrased, because the wording here is everything. This is your affirmation template. Notice it's in the present tense. I am now earning. You see, this isn't some wish for the future. For your brain, you're stating it as a fact that's happening right now. And the practice? You read this out loud 5 to 10 times, every single morning when you wake up, and again every night just before you go to sleep.
All right, so you've got your goal, you've got your affirmation, now things start to get really interesting. This is where we go beyond just saying the words, and we start the process of mental practice. This is what the source calls activating your inner genius. So as you're reading that affirmation, you close your eyes and you literally create a movie in your mind. You don't just think about the number, you see it arriving. Picture that bank deposit notification on your phone. Imagine holding the actual check. And here's the most important part. You have to feel the emotions. What does that security and freedom feel like? Then you make the movie bigger. See the positive changes in your life, how it helps your family, maybe the causes you can support. You're basically becoming an actor, playing the role of your successful self as if it's happening right now.
So what's the deal with all this? Why does it work? Well, it's not just wishful thinking. This whole emotional rehearsal process literally primes your brain for success. It fires up the left prefrontal cortex, which Assaraf calls the genius CEO or the Einstein part of your brain. By creating this detailed emotional blueprint, you're giving your brain a new target to shoot for. It's like you give it the what, and it starts working quietly in the background on the how.
Okay, now for a really cool step that helps build a bridge between that internal world you're creating and your external, physical reality. This is all about making that vision even more real, more tangible. And the tool for that is a vision board. This can be an old-school corkboard, or you can do it digitally on your computer. But here's the key. Don't just stick pictures of money on it. The real power is in finding images of the results of having that money, the car you want to drive, the vacations you want to take, the home you'll live in. It makes the why behind your goals something you can see and feel every day.
This right here, this is the core mindset of this whole thing. It's a complete shift. You're not waiting for success to show up one day. You are embodying the feeling, the confidence, and the reality of that success today, right now, long before it fully shows up in your bank account.
And that brings us to the final and frankly the most critical piece of the whole puzzle. Because all the mental work is incredibly powerful, but it's only half of the equation. This is where your inner world has to connect with the outer world through action.
Think of it like this. Success isn't one or the other. It's the combination of both. On one side, you've got your mental rehearsal, the affirmations, the vision board, but on the other side, you absolutely need physical, real-world action. Real success, the kind that lasts, happens right there in the middle, where those two things meet.
So how do you get that action started? Simple. You ask yourself this exact question every single day. Not, what could I do someday? Nope, it's, what can I do today to move just one step closer to that goal? Asking this question primes your brain to look for immediate opportunities.
And listen, the answer to that question doesn't have to be some monumental task. The real magic is in consistency. Just take one or two small, manageable action steps every single day. That consistent progress is what builds unstoppable momentum over time. So let's just pull it all together one last time. Here is the complete formula, start to finish. Step 1, get absolute goal clarity. Step 2, use your daily affirmation. Step 3, go deep with mental rehearsal. And step 4, bring it all home with consistent daily action. That's the whole playbook. And that really brings us to the end of this explainer. You now have the complete method. Your brain is officially primed with the information. So the only question that's left is, what's your first step going to be?
Hey, if you found this breakdown useful, please consider subscribing for more deep dives into ideas just like this one. Thanks so much for joining us.